Going vegan for me was ridiculously easy, and I'm going to share with you guys why it was so easy, and maybe you can apply these things to you, or maybe you can realize like, hey, going vegan really isn't that hard. So the main reason was I had just this ridiculous motivation that most people don't have, and I'm not saying like, oh, I'm so much more motivated. No, like I was told that when I was 20 that I would have to be on medication the rest of my life. Most 20-year-olds aren't told that sort of thing, and it wasn't just like a pill you had to pop every day. It was every couple of weeks I would have to go into a specialized infusion center, and I would have to get an IV in my arm, just an IV drip for a couple of hours, and I had to do that every couple of weeks. Or I was told that I would relapse. And that can be really daunting, especially for someone so young. Like, I have never even left the country yet, and that would be really cool to be able to go to Asia or maybe parts of Africa or Europe or something. But I would have to sort of plan out when my treatment would be if I were to do any of those things, if I was still on treatment. Like, oh, I can only go for 2 weeks because I have to be back in time for treatment, or oh, maybe I can go get treatment while I'm in Europe or something like that. So I didn't want to have that tie me down, so I decided right when I was told that I would have to be on medication the rest of my life, I was like, no, fuck that. I'm going to find a way off of this medication. So I did that through diet. At first, I did it through a Paleo Approach, which I'll tell you about in a second. But that was my ridiculous motivation. Like, I didn't want to be stuck in a wheelchair the rest of my life, and I didn't want to be on medication. So the only way that I saw out of both of those situations was by just following a healthier diet, and I found that through veganism. So Paleo. The reason why it was so easy for me to go vegan was because I was already paleo beforehand. I had learned to just say no, to give up a lot of things, especially dairy, because that is the biggest blockage for a lot of people for why they really struggle with going vegan. Like going meat-free, like vegetarian, like it's, you know, for some people it can be hard, but most people it's not really that bad. Giving up milk is normally not that bad, but it's just cheese. Cheese generally is like the last thing that people give up when they go vegan. But I had already given up cheese. I'd already given up all dairy. So it was really easy because like the main thing that stops most people from being vegan, I had already given up. So it was just basically no more meat for me, and I was vegan. Another reason that's sort of intertwined with the first reason why it was so easy for me to go vegan was because I just really wanted it. Like, I really wanted to try veganism. Like, when I tried the autoimmune protocol, I was like, I guess I have to do it if I want to be off of medication. But I saw a video by Fully Raw Christina and a video by Megan Elizabeth, and both of those made me be like, yes, I want to try this. This looks so cool. I can't wait to do this. And at first, I was raw vegan. It was so cool. Like I was trying like all these different fruits I had never tried before. I had tried cherimoya, durian, jackfruit, different oranges that I didn't know exist. I started going to the farmer's market. Like it was so cool. Like I was just trying new things all the time. Like people think when you go raw vegan that you're just eating like bananas and apples and oranges, but like I have tried so many different fruit that I would have never tried had I not tried those things. So I basically saw a YouTube video and I was just like, wow, that looks so cool. I want to do this like now. And I remember right after I watched one of those videos, I just made the biggest salad I had ever made at the time. Now I've made salads like twice that size. But it was really big, and I just made an action right then and there to start going vegan. And it was a lot easier than a lot of people will lead you to believe because I just really wanted to do it. It wasn't like someone was like, you need to do this. I just saw a video where they're like, hey, this is what I eat. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. I want to do that. Another thing that a lot of people really underestimate is just educating yourself about what veganism really is. I mean, start with food. And then after you get the handle of food, then, you know, go on to fur and toothpaste and whatever other things you want to do to make them vegan. But it can be really hard even just focusing on food because a lot of people may not even know what veganism is. Their friends and family may not know what it is. It may be really hard for them to explain it, and then maybe their friends and family talk them out of going vegan or something just because they weren't aware, like they didn't have the greatest arguments because they didn't know all of the things that they could learn from books, from videos, like YouTube videos, documentaries, just reading peer-reviewed articles. So I think it's really, really vital to learn about what veganism is and like how, not just like that you feel better, but like how and why you feel better. Like learn about the science. I really suggest nutritionfacts.org. There's a lot of books that I really like The Starch Solution is definitely my favorite. The Starch Solution by Dr. John McDougall, The China Study by T. Colin Campbell. There's a bunch more books, but really try to educate yourself. Watch Forks Over Knives. That would be a good place to start, but just educating yourself will go a really long way towards making the transition to veganism easy. Another reason why it was so easy for me to go vegan, not everybody has this, but I had a really great support system. My mom, shortly after I went vegan. She read all the books that I read, and she was like, "Whoa, why wasn't I doing this before? Why wasn't I doing this when I was pregnant with you guys?" Almost none of my friends really give me shit. Like, they may make a joke every now and then, but you know, in the end, they're all very supportive of what I do. They all kind of go out of their way to make sure they have like a vegan dish when I come over. And even if it's not 100% vegan, they made an effort, and I really, truly do appreciate that from all of my friends and family. And some of them may not, you know, understand what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, but they see that it works, and they're just very supportive the whole way through. My mom, my dad, my sisters, they've all pretty much gone vegan. I mean, some of my family members will be vegan at home, but then they'll you know, if they go to a family party, eat some non-vegan food. But for the most part, they're vegan, and it's been really, really helpful living in a vegan household. So I know not everybody has that sort of support system, but it makes it a whole lot easier. So all of those reasons are reasons why it was so easy for me to go vegan. I want to hear if it was easier for you guys to go vegan. What hurdles did you guys have when you went vegan? Was it really easy for you to go vegan too, or was it really hard? I want to know. So leave your comments below, and I will see you guys next time.